So, my dear Capricorn, the sun has continued its path, and we see now, when we look at the sun, the constellation Virgo behind it. And the moon as well has continued its path around the earth, and when we look at the moon, we see now the constellation Capricorn behind it. Now, these two are both earth signs, but your cardinal, you begin the winter, and Virgo is neutral. He is ending, or she is ending the summer. And it's really interesting because we have today a very rainy day, and since the sun has moved into Virgo, we have more colder days, and that's what it is, right? Virgo is more an earth sign, it's more cold. And then today, particularly connected with the moon in Capricorn, just also more like a cold energy. We really have quite a rainy, cold day. And that's why I'm wearing also middle of summer in a way, right? Wearing this attire, but I also got an ear infection. And so I'm keeping my ear warm just to be able to heal it. But these are the things Virgo brings to us. Healing, right? This is the month where we really look into our health, and we really want to know, so what is it that I need to do that I have no problem later? Certain things arrive, right? For me, it was jumping into the water, and water got into my ear, and so there were bacteria, and it just got infected. But other than that, we can prevent certain sickness, and so this is what Virgo is bringing to you. Here in Salvador Dali's tarot deck, it is Luca Baccioli. He's a Renaissance artist who invented the calculation, right? The calculation, and particularly for bookkeeping. You can see how the snake is going around your arm, around your neck to the third eye, and is letting you know you have to use your third eye. You have to use whatever it is that you can get out of any obsession, of any attachments, because this is what your card is all about. Your liberation is in the third eye. Now, the yoga position for Virgo is mountain pose, being up in the mountains, seeing the past and the future in the present moment. And for you, it's dancer pose, because for me, you are a dancer. Nataraj asana, and you can see you have to get through the chakras, up the mountain, up the social status, and then here you're reaching the third eye, and through the third eye you're able to then liberate yourself. Ruled by Mercury, the messenger, and the 6th house of health, you ruled by Saturn, which is the teacher, and the 10th house of social status. Your court card is the Queen of Pentacles if your birthday is between December 12th and January 8th. If not, please look in the description below, because I have listed all the cards there. You might be before or after this card, right? And so just that you know that these are the important facts right now for your reading. One more, back to the last reading, where Leo Sun gave light to your Capricorn Moon. The message was going deep down to the left into your core brings power and victory. So here you have actually the Emperor, the Lake, and the 6 of Wands. The 6 of inspiration, right? And it's really interesting because we're going now back to your new moon, because you had the reading before, you had the full moon where you went as far out as you can to Cancer, and now you're going back to your new moon in the month of December, where you have sun and new moon in your sign, and that's like what it is. You're coming back home now. you're going to the left. And that's how I'm going to do the reading. I'm going to read to the left so that you can feel like what the soul is wanting to tell you, and that you can arrive back home at yourself. So I'm going to pick one more card here from the Lifruma Healing Oracle. Here we have the rune alphabet included, and we have gathering, or the channel, which is the number 74. The 7 is the success that you had when you had your full moon in the month of Cancer. 7 is the chariot, is that I'm going out, and the 4 is the Emperor that came up back then. Calculated together, the 7 and the 4, it's 11. It's a portal. So here you see all these people waiting for something, a portal that is upon them, right? It's really beautiful. So you can stop the video and read this card yourself, but I'm going to read it to you, of course. So, like stitching that pulls and draws, the gathering folds of fabric weave people together in kindredhood. A meeting, a greeting, a seat of a table where communities work out how to live harmoniously, how to support all folk, to house, to clothe, to feed each other with compassion and love, joined together to make a world where nobody hurts, falls down, or is forgotten, but is instead helped back onto their feet to thrive together. Wow. Really beautiful, right? So you're getting a message right away to help others, to be there for others. And that's also what Virgo does. Virgo is, you know, when you start seeing the perspective from deep within, where you have the strength to face the craziness outside, you're not scared anymore to give. You're not scared anymore to help others. And the attachment then that comes through your sign, right, are attachments just to the outer things. But we could also get attached to sometimes a spiritual moment and hope that that moment comes back again. And so we get attached to that sometimes as well. Good. So let's begin this reading on the position of the Fool. That foolish idea that just comes to you, comes the Queen of Cups. Cancer energy is supporting you in the healing, and you feel like, yes, you got to heal yourself emotionally on a very deep level so that you can actually bring the love to the people when you are having a gathering like that. So she is a key person in all of this. She might be in here in one of these people that are here helping you to recognize this gathering, because she is very much like concerned about everybody. On the position of the Magician, you get the Ghost Dance, the number 22. So you have right away a portal through the card, which I not calculate together. And you have the 1 up here through the Magician, and sometimes to heal we gotta go through a little bit of a ghost land to be able to find the third eye. The third eye is in a blurry, right? Is in that darkness, is in a place where we sometimes don't know where to look, and then all of a sudden it appears. And you get help, right, of your opposite sign, which is Cancer. And it's almost like she's saying, yeah, remember the love that you had at your full moon? Well, use that to get through this mist, get through this difficult ghost dance. And remember your ancestors, right? Remember the people, and you will find the third eye that she's holding here between her wand and her hand. Now, interesting enough, if you place yourself into the position of this queen, you're looking to the left, right? You are actually bringing yourself to a place of like, yes, I am needing to connect to my soul so that I understand very clearly how I'm able to heal myself, how I'm able to get through the ghost dance. Then on the position of the High Priestess comes the Five of Cups. Now the Five of Cups is sometimes quite a very deep, deep sadness, but through that sadness we learn also to recognize that the pentagram that is pointing downwards, right? And you have that usually in your deck. This is quite a modern deck, but usually in the old deck there's a hexagram pointing directly at your third eye. So whatever sadness is coming here to you as that intuition that brings out something where you recognize something in your life, right, that you have to cry. And interesting enough, when if I calculate them together, it would be a 5 right here, the 22 and the 1. It's a 23 and then I get a 5. So you understand then it would be a 5-5 portal, but you have the 2 above the 5 and you get a 7. Again, the 7 that brings the healing also to you. When you heal others, you heal yourself, right? And so in this gathering, in this channeling, the 7 appears, and you understand that the 7 here is calculated together through the 2, the High Priestess, and the 5, the High Priest, 2 very powerful people who can create the reverse right here out of this situation. Then on the position of the Empress. Now until here these are all state of consciousness. No? There are no zodiac signs connected with it. Comes the world. Then the world is yours. You have the 3 of the Empress and you have the 21, the High Priestess and the Magician, that are letting you know, well, remember that sometimes your sadness is making your eyes blurry, and that you have to really focus on your inner core, on your third eye. And that's what this card is wanting to tell you. Once you have understood that, then you can reach a 3-3 portal, unifying the circle and the 1, which is a 10. So here you have Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, right? And so the 2 and the 1 is a 3. So you have a 3-3 portal that is going to help you to achieve just about anything that you want to achieve in this world, right? Because she gives birth to all. She's fertility. She's like, I'm going to do whatever I feel like doing in this world. And you see how she is facing physically the right spinning path, the human path. Her body needs to go to the human path, but her mind is actually always occupied with the soul. And so she's looking over, and you understand, right, what that means. You understand the power behind it. Then on the position of Virgo, right? Virgo is letting you know that the 7 of Wands, again a 7, right? You see here, you have the 7 here, and you had then the 7 here with this together, and you had her, which is connected with the Chariot, right? But she is the 4th zodiac sign, which is interesting as well. There's the 4 inside of 74. But recognize that the 7 of Wands is like you gaining a momentum, a strength that brings you to a light, to an understanding, to a recognizing, well, all the trouble sometimes that we go through, it's all about being aware. It's all about knowing thyself, right? And once you know thyself and your surrounding and how everything functions, you can heal. So the 9 and the 7 creates a 16, which is, of course, the Tower. And the Tower is always that moment where we really recognize sometimes we gotta let go of old things. It just doesn't make sense. It's just not working anymore. And so you gaining strength and momentum here to really take on this endeavor on making the world yours however you want to make the world yours. Then on the position of the Queen of Pentacles comes the 5 of Swords. Now here you have a 5-5 portal, right? The 5 of Cups and the 5 of Swords create for you right now an understanding that something in your mind is occupying you, and this is connected with the constellation Mars in Scorpio. And Scorpio is always that death, that letting go, a deep letting go, sometimes to the point where we're like, okay, I have lost really someone, and not a transformation and I come back and I'm renewed, but really also a transformation that says, well, a person had to go and be in the other dimension. And so the 5 of Swords, right, when you look at it, it's Venus in Aquarius, the constellation. And Venus in Aquarius is like Venus's beauty and wanting to create a beautiful life in finances, in beauty, in the things that we love, right, in love. And so here you see that Aquarius is the one that thinks almost too much about how he can create a beautiful life. And you see this pattern, and you see that there is sometimes a little bit of a, yeah, I don't know, not being really gracious, right? Not really wanting someone to really achieve something. And so here the snake, which is of course connected with you, my dear devil, right? But for me, your god Pan, you are the 10th house of social status. The 10 and the 5 creates here 15, which is your major arcana, which is then the devil. And out of the devil we create a 6, the 1 and the 5, the 1 the magician, the 5 senses, and also the difficult moments. You can handle it because you have the 6th chakra, the 3rd eye, right? Here from your throat up, it's only one more step. And that's why I also put the heart here, because you're pointing with your fingers at the heart. And when you're in your heart, you can overcome. You don't need to say anything anymore. You just know, and you go up into the 3rd eye, and you will achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve. So there is a 15 calculated together, a 6 speaking to you, and you're going to be able to see what Venus in Aquarius is wanting to tell you. Then on the position of the devil comes the Knight of Pentacles, and that's the Virgo energy, right? The clear Virgo energy, because remember the court cards are a little bit different than the major arcanas in the dates. So you could be a Virgo but also have, instead of the Knight of Pentacles, for example, the Queen of Swords as a court card, right? So just look in the description below. So the Virgo energy, the 9, the health issues of the 6, the mental health issues sometimes that come up, is helping you to really see that you need to take care of your health, that you need to look at what is it that brings me forward, like the horse that I'm sitting on. Virgo is connected with the body and is bringing you forward and is allowing you to really learn that the body is something very important. And so here, as the 6th zodiac sign and your 6 from the 15 as a major arcana, you actually have a 6-6 portal. And the 6-6 portal is actually letting you know that you also have here a 6, right? Remember? And you have 3 times the 6 already. So learn to discern that this kind of thinking needs to be taken care of by action. We need to take action, and we need to be really fully alert so that we are not doing things that can not only harm us but also harm our body. And so that's literally what Virgo is bringing to you, right? This beautiful, elegant horse. It's bringing you health. It's bringing you look after yourself, right? Because on the position of the moon comes here the 40, the dream oracle, the mindful, the groupthink. And this is exactly what this is all about, right? So I recognize the 4 in here as that groupthink, as that gathering, as that coming together, as that we help each other. We are there for each other, and when we're there for each other, then we also recognize that we can heal, and you dream about that, and you know that that's what you want. You want a community, you want people around you that are not selfish, they're not just thinking about themselves, but they are there for you. And so the 18 is a 9, and the 9 and the 4 becomes the 13, which is death, and out of death comes in the 4, the emperor, the mind of Aries, the new beginning of a year. And you are recognizing that this is not just a dream, it's actually a reality that you can make through. And so the moon that is in your sign is bringing you here this 9. And so it's really clear that actually Pisces and here Virgo are both here for you and bringing to you a deep understanding that you can do anything, right? That you can have this gathering really truly happening. It's not just a dream, it's really something that you actually do. Because then on the position of the sun comes your card, right? The 15, and here the 19 is becoming a 10, and this is of course a 6. But the 15 in general, this is you. You are the Queen of Pentacles, right? This is so you. You are plenty, bounty. You give, and you want to give. And so the 10 and the 6 is again the Tower moment, but you gain clarity. You looking at this and you're like, yes, this is exactly what I want. I want to bring people together. I want to have a gathering, right? I want people to really understand what all of this is really about. And you see how she's actually looking at that, right? That the sun, which is in Virgo's position, right, is bringing you this clarity, is bringing you a deep understanding that that's what you want, that you gain your strength and you do whatever it takes for you to do to make it happen. And so here the 7 and the 15 creates a 22. That's the Fool, and on the Fool we had Cancer, the healer, the Queen of Cups. And so healing yourself or healing others is healing yourself. And you can see, right, it's very clear and very obvious, because you learning more and more that when here the sun is highlighting this fruitfulness in your head and how you make everything plenty, the 10 and the 6 as the Tower is not anymore something negative. It's actually liberating. It's like, yes, let the old be gone because the new wants to come in, because the 7 is left. The new gathering is the 7 and the 4. And so then on the position of the world comes here the Hanged Man. And it's interesting because again we have the 3 through the 21 and the 12, the reverse. And you see how she's literally saying, yes, let me jump, let me jump into my new moon. I go and let myself hang upside down. My feet are up, and it's a 3-3 portal again. And you had that 3-3 portal before here, right? Because you had the world that came, the 21, which is reverse here now, the 12. And you are seeing all of a sudden things from a different perspective. You're not attached anymore at the outcome. You're free and you let yourself hang, and you're going to be like, yeah, my third eye is here, because my third eye is what is helping me to come out of the attachment. It's here at the vase, right? And that attachment is sometimes what's happening in your brain, right? What are you thinking about? But you know that you have the action, because 7 wands are counterbalancing these 5 thoughts, or even these 7 wands are counterbalancing these 5 sad energies that want to pull you down, or even the fog, right? This fog that made you like look at things in a very blurry way, because when we cry there's like a fog in front of us. But now you liberate yourself and you free yourself, and to close, you can see now when I put Cancer here, Cancer is the opposite. Cancer is the light, you are the dark, and combining them and arriving at your full moon and then going back again down into the new moon, it's not easy, but we all have to go there. And there lies the true healing, because the new seed that you're going to plant in your new moon is going to bring you again to your full moon. And so here you are, jumping and saying, yes, I have understood what it's all about, and I just do it, and I am plenty, and I can heal, and I can just put myself upside down, my head down, my feet up, and I know that the third eye here up in the third eye, right, can also be down here, and I'm just jumping from up here, from my mind down, to recognize the third eye that is deep within me and brings me the liberation and the plenty. Wow, what a reading. So I hope I see you in the next one, because then we see behind the sun the constellation Libra, and Libra came through the gathering as the 11th portal. And you will see, right, that when we do these kind of things, we always protect it. We will always get more than we bargain for. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.